All right, y'all. Good evening, and welcome to Kings and Queens of Porn. And tonight I have Kristin with me, right?
Kristin Kervz.
Yep. See, I was going to get her to say the curves part, but she was like, she's a little bit, nervous. So, y'all got to hold on. I'm sure she's going to open up, though. So, we're good. So how are you, Kristin? Are you ready?
I am fucking fantastic. How are you?
I'm great. It's been a good night. So I must say that your pictures have circled the internet, and everybody was hitting me up. Like, who is she? So I was referring them to your your Twitter. I'm like, well, you can go find her on Twitter, and I give them your Twitter, and they start laughing. And I'm like, that's not me. I said, that's the girl I'm interviewing Friday. I said, if you looked at my profile, you would see that, I said, but you can go follow her, and then I had you on my Instagram, and then I had you on my Snapchat. So I had to direct everybody, But I will tell you, I did notice today when I was going down your timeline, I love how you did your photograph with all your screen things on it and your website and how you had all that together.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I try to make sure that I watermark everything because, I see how easily pictures go around the internet, and they don't give credit to anybody, and I'm like, I'm not having that with my pictures. You're going to know who I am.
Exactly. You're gonna know who I am. And not just that, you have, I think it's, I do promotions, so as a marketing tool, I was just like, shit, that's the first time I've seen this. I said, she got her shit together. I said, she did it to draw the attention. I said, and she got all her shit right there. I was like, I like that.
Yeah, I've got a really good webmaster who helps me with all that too, so I can't really take all the credit, but yeah, he's on it, watermarking everything, and, if I'm posting it, I'm watermarking it, so we're a good team.
Yeah, I might have to get some advice from him, because I was just like, damn. I was like, I like that. That was, so cool. So, I guess we'll get into this. How did you start doing porn? What made you want to do porn?
Honestly, I have always known that I wanted to be a part of this industry somehow. I didn't think that I would do porn, because I'm talking, young. As soon as I realized the industry existed, I'm like, those people are, so cool and open-minded. I was just blown away by the fact that there were people so open. And I'm like, I got to be a part of that. And I've always been very sexual. So back in 2011, I started camming. And I don't know. I just waited until last year. Last year is when I shot my first professional scene. So, I would do clips here and there aside from camming before that. But last year was the first time that I actually fucked on camera.
Oh, so you're a newbie.
Yes.
Oh, all right. I didn't know that. See?
Yeah.
I had no idea. I thought you had been doing this, so that's kind of cool. I like the newbies. I'm not trying to say that, but it's because, it's like artists. We're kind of both in the same industry, just different. You know what I mean? I've noticed since I've been doing the interviews, I've only been doing this since November. So I kind of noticed the industries are the same, but it's just two different things. You know what I'm saying? We have to build ourselves the same way. Everything's the same. So I think that's cool that you're a newbie, because Alexa was a newbie too.
Alexa Gray?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she's great. She's gorgeous.
Yeah, I love her. Everybody, my own friends think that I'm her.
Really?
That is, my ex last night thought she was me.
Oh, that's funny.
And I wrote her on Twitter, I said, this is not getting funny anymore. And she was like, what? I said, my ex he was like, really, Kelly? Really? And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, that picture. He's like, so you started taking pictures like this? I'm like, what are you talking about? Because I was working, you know what I mean? I didn't know what the hell he was talking about. And it was one of her pictures I had. And I said, that is my friend that I made throughout the shows. I said, what are you talking about? And he was like, no. And I'm just like, wow, you're crazy. I'm like, my own friends, another one, my friend Valerie, same thing. I'd put up Alexa's picture because we're supposed to be meeting up at Exotica. Are you going too?
I definitely plan to, yes.
Awesome. Everybody's going to that.
That's the one, from what I hear. I've never been to the one in New Jersey, but I hear that's the one that you just have to go to. So I'm not missing it this year.
Yeah, I heard it's kind of like wild. It's like it's the funnest one or whatever.
Right.
So I want to do live interviews, like stream them onto the site. I think.
What's that?
Yeah, I think that'll be cool.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so how did you, so you always knew that you wanted to do it and all that, and as I was going, I mean, you're a freak, I ain't gonna lie. Because I see that, and I'm used to, like, you know, usually people they go into one thing, and I'm like, well, damn. I'm like, she's a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of that. I'm like, okay, well, we can just explore everything. So I don't even know, like, which one you want to pick at first. But, so what did you start off with? I mean, like, what is your preference? Like,
honestly, my first scene ever was interracial.
okay.
And I just love it. I really love being interracial. Like, I'll work with pretty much any race, but I don't know. I think that some people do better in different categories, and interracial is just what has worked for me.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing.
And I do a lot of group sex and stuff like that too, so that's fun.
Okay. And then I seen the girl one, and then it was the bathroom one with the tub, I guess, with the shower head.
Yeah.
I started busting out laughing with that one because I think all girls have tried that, but they won't admit it. You know what I'm saying? And
definitely.
They're like, oh no, I would never use a shower head. And I'm just looking at them like, yeah, okay. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
You know, it's like, it just cracks me up how, like, I don't even know how to explain it or what the word because I'm tired. But it's like, you know, you sit around with a bunch of girls and they don't want to talk about masturbation. They don't want, I'll be like, shit, if I'm not getting dick, I'm definitely going to masturbate. You know what I mean? Like, what are you talking about? And nah, they won't admit it. They won't talk about it. They won't even talk about watching porn. And I'm like, so you don't watch porn either? Like, wow, okay.
You know what's funny? Like, a lot of girls will say that they're uncomfortable with those types of conversations. But in my opinion, if you can't talk like that, like if you are not vulgar and a fucking perv like me, I'm uncomfortable around you.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, I'm not saying, like, you know, if it depends who's around. Like, I wouldn't do it, like, in front of, like, you know, my mom. My mom, she gets all embarrassed. But, like, my kids, I was very open with my kids, like, and my kids, you could tell because they're like me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you could tell because the partners they pick. You know, like, I went down my son's Facebook the other day, and I hate to bring you out this, Mikey, if you're listening, because I know one of my sons clicked on your picture, and I was like, oh, my God. And I was like, and I said, oh, you can tell this is my kids, because it was like a picture of, you know, a guy, it was a cartoon, and he was fucking her from the back, and then he had his finger putting it in her ass. And I'm like, really, Mikey, on your page? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all the family goes to the page, you know? And he just started laughing, right? And I said, only my kid. And then his girlfriend clicked like too. You know what I mean? And I just started busting out laughing because I could see it in my kids and their girlfriends. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
They pick, you know, the crazy girls. Just like, yeah, okay. But I think it's important. You know, like you said, you can't shelter. I mean, I was sheltered as a little kid. That's why I'm probably like the way I am now. But you know what I mean? Like, you can't be like that.
Right. So, yeah, I agree.
When you decided to do all this, now what coast are you on?
I'm in Florida.
All right, so you're in Florida. Okay. I thought for some reason you were in Vegas.
No, not yet. Anyways.
Huh. All right. Well,
maybe someday.
I want to go to Vegas. I do because I hear so much about it, and a lot of the interviews are out there that I do. So
yeah.
I want to check it out. But so now, so what happened after that? Like, I know you just started and everything. So what are your goals? And I know you've done a lot of stuff though so far. Like, you're getting your campaign rolling and everything.
Yeah, I'm trying. Honestly, I think my ultimate goal, because I don't really have to be doing this. I mean, I'm not one of the girls that, and no offense to anybody else, but I didn't do this because I needed to. I just always wanted to be a part of this industry. But I think once I win at least one award, I'll be happy. Like, I'll be satisfied. I mean, I'm not saying I'm going to be done after that. Hell, it'll probably motivate me to keep going and do even more, do even better. But I just feel like I can't stop until I win at least one.
No, I think that's awesome, because that's what everybody should be thinking. You know what I mean? You should want an award, or, you know what I'm saying, some type of credit to know that you won in that area, or you won, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, that's definitely. The one thing I did want to ask you that I noticed, because now that you said that, on that picture, I noticed you had the different, the cam thing, then you had this, the phone sex, or the texting. Mm-hmm. Do you find that still a big thing?
Yeah, actually a lot of people are really into sexting, even though, they could also call. But they're really into sexting back and forth, getting into great detail of what we want to do to each other, and then sending pictures here and there. Yeah, that's definitely still a big thing.
And the phone calls, they're not?
I really don't get as many phone calls as I do text.
So it's more of a sexting thing, texting.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I saw that, and I see. Go ahead.
Good. I was going to say, some people are still really into the phone. Like, even when I'm camming, they'll want to call me on the phone. Even though they're looking right at me and they can hear me on the computer, they want to talk on the phone for whatever reason. But, okay, if that's your thing.
Wow. So now you get the fetishes, too?
Oh, yes.
Oh, God, you got to share them. You got to share some. Everybody that does the fetishes, they always share. Because, like, I've been amazed at how some of them, like, I think it was, I'll ask her, like, what was the weirdest one that you've gotten, And one of the girls, and she's really small, and she was like, a guy wanted her to eat a whole turkey.
A turkey. It had to specifically be a turkey.
Yeah. And I was just like, what? And she's like, exactly. She goes, Kelly, look at me. She's like, and I'm not really, like, I don't, you know what I mean? She's like, and I was like, what is he gonna, what is that gonna do to, like, what a weird, like, just like, that's what I'm telling you. Some of these fetishes are just like off the chain. I'm like, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, every day, I swear, every day I hear something new. And at this point, I'm never surprised, but it's still entertaining. I still find myself like, what the fuck? That's
yeah, exactly. That's what I would be doing. I'd be like, what? like, like, that's what I do when you guys tell me, because I'd be like, look, like, what?
Right. The weirdest one that I can think of right now would probably be the gummy bear one.
Gummy bears.
Had a guy order a custom clip who he had like a teeth fetish, like sharp teeth. So he's like, you need to take your canines, put your red lipstick on, and make the gummy bear feel your sharp teeth, and threaten the gummy bear to talk shit to him. Tell him, you know what happens when mommy puts on her red lipstick?
Oh my
So
God.
here I am talking to this gummy bear. And then I have to eat him, like, limb for limb.
I would be thinking of some movie, like Stephen King, like, I don't know.
He was a super nice guy, and he was, very loyal, and he was a regular, so he was great. I don't know what it was about gummy bears and teeth, but hey.
Yeah, gummy bear
You're
fetish.
You're me, and I'm making you come, I'm happy.
Right? You got a thing for gummy bears. We good. Wow. A gummy bear. That is just so tripping. Like, I can't. I'm never going to look at a gummy bear the same. I'm going to think of you. Every time I look at a gummy bear now, I'd be like, Kristin. Yeah, this is going to be great.
Before you eat it.
Huh?
You got to talk shit to it before you eat it.
All right. Then my daughter's going to look at me and go, Mom, what the fuck are you doing? Oh my goodness. So what else, like, what would be, like, was there any that would, like creepy?
Oh yeah, really creepy. I have been camming for so long that I'm pretty good at like understanding where a conversation is going. So within usually the first 2 or 3 questions that they ask me, even if they're trying to be subtle about it, I know where they're going with it. I know what their fetish is. And a lot of the times I'll shut it down before they even, get it out, because a lot of these things are illegal, and there's just no limit to where these guys will go.
Right.
So, yeah. Yeah, a lot of them are really weird.
Wow.
I get a lot of guys requesting that, like, I blackmail them, and they'll give me all their information. They'll try to give me their credit card information, their job, like the phone number to their job, their full name. I get guys who want me to insult their girlfriends, and I'm just like, if for whatever reason that's your fetish, as long as your girlfriend isn't listening, I guess maybe I'll do it. But at the same time, I'm always afraid, like, what if he's recording this and he shows it to her? Like, I would never want to hurt somebody like that.
Yeah, exactly.
I try to avoid those.
That's crazy, and it's funny that you say this, because my I had a half sister. Well, she's like a foster sister type girl, like years ago, and she did this, and she did the phone thing, and that thing about, like, what you said with the giving the credit card and wanting to be, what did you say? I can't believe I forgot the word. It's like a mental block. Duh.
Yeah.
What was the word?
Blackmail?
Yeah, that. Blackmails. I was like lost for a minute. But she would get those too. Like, what is it? What makes you sexually, by being blackmailed? I can't figure that out.
I have a submissive side, and there's a part of me that kind of gets off on being vulnerable and trusting somebody enough with not necessarily my personal information, but with the physical, like, they have the physical ability to hurt me. And I have to trust this person enough. And, like, just being intimate with somebody that I trust that much is really sexy to me.
Well, the way you're explaining it, yes.
That I think it goes.
But to be blackmailed?
Well, it leaves them vulnerable. I don't know why they would do it to a complete stranger. Why they would give me their information, not knowing me. But I don't know. I don't have that fetish. I don't really understand it. That's just the closest thing that I can think of to compare it to that I do understand is
right.
ability.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, there's a lot of men that do, like, I too bad I couldn't do a show on, like, fetish people. Like, okay, I'm switching it up this month. We're gonna do, hey, all you oh no, I couldn't handle that. I'd be dying. But
just get in their heads. Like,
yeah, let me just, like, pick at your brain, like, what gets you off, like, by, like, I can't pick that out.
Oh my God, I struggle. Like, I am so super interested in psychology that, like, I struggle when I'm trying to get these guys off. I'm, like, having to constantly remind myself, don't question them. Don't try to shrink them. Like,
the dick's going to go dink, and they're going to have snot all over.
Like, what happened to you as a child that made you
Oh my God, I couldn't do it. I would die. Like, yeah, see, that's what she was telling me. I did a couple calls with her. She's like, Kelly, don't laugh. She's like, you're going to scare him. I said, I know, I'm not going to laugh. I'm not, I promise. And I did it. I did fine, but I couldn't believe. And then she had gotten, like, one that had never done that before, never called. And he had only had one girlfriend his whole life. And, so he was very scared, you know what I mean? But boy, he spent a shitload of money. He did that, and he was like boing in like not even 5 minutes, It was like done. She's like, well, you can call back, And I was just like, wow, like, this is crazy. And she did the same thing. She got gifts and stuff, you know what I mean? Like, and I didn't believe her at first. That's why I drove all the way to where she lived, and I walked in her house, and I was just like, you weren't lying. Like, she had a false crap dinnerware. She had an Xbox for my nephew. I was like, damn. Like, you know what I mean? I was like, this is crazy. But that's wild.
Where the money's at.
Yeah, I guess so. And then she said something about, oh, what was another thing? Oh, we went shopping. And I said, where are we going? She said, we're going to go to a Salvation Army. I said, for what? And she goes, I just want to see what they got. And I'm like, okay. And she goes, then we got to go by like a cheap store, like a Ross's or something like that. I said, for what? She goes, I need underwear. I said, okay. She goes, and then I have to I got to let them do something, she said. And I said, well, what do you mean, that many days or something like that? I think she had to wear them. And I was like, well, what do you mean? And she's like, because I'm mailing them to somebody. I said, what? She's like, I'm getting paid to mail my underwear. I was like, oh my God, really? And she's like, yeah. She goes, and then, oh, I know what the Salvation Army was for, a pair of heels. Because she wasn't sending hers, you know what I mean? She was like, and I said, so you're really going to go? She's like, yeah. She's like, that way they look, kind of, they ain't mine. And I'm like, oh my God.
That's a big thing. I just had a guy today request, I was wearing some really cute stockings today, and he's a cuckold. And he wanted me to have a guy, fuck a guy, and have him come on my stockings and then mail the stockings to him.
Oh.
So that he can put them in his mouth.
Ew. My socks, really?
It's his thing. He loves it.
I mean, whatever floats your boat, but if they were cute socks, I don't know if I'd want to give them up.
I thought about that.
Yeah, because I like socks.
They attached to these.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I like socks, so if they were cute, I'd be a little bit, I don't know. If I could get another pair, I'd be all right with that, but I don't know, buddy. I might not get my socks.
Hold on, let me just go make sure that I can find another pair just like
yeah, right. You know what's crazy, though? I just found out what that meant, 2 weeks ago. And see, the cuckold or whatever, I never knew what that meant.
Yeah, I have to explain it to people all the time. I get a lot of those.
I never knew, and I never knew, and the guy was laughing at me. He's like, yeah, when I turned 25, he said I was in Vegas. See, there we go again. Everything happens in Vegas. He said, and this older white gentleman came up to me and asked if I would fuck his wife and if he could watch. And I'm like, what? He said, yeah. He said, cuckold. And I'm like, what? And I said, you were just like, he's like, hey, happy birthday to me. And I was just like, he said, I got all the drinks. He gave me money. I was like, yeah, I could see, yeah, okay, but, I said, and they don't care, he said, nah, his wife likes black men, and I was just like, hey, I'll do it, and I was like, wow, and I said, so that's what that means when I see it on porn. He goes, you never went and watched it? I said, no, I didn't know what the hell it was. I said, why would I want to go watch that? I said, I'm good with that. I said, nah. I said, I'm good. I said, nah. I said, I didn't know what it was, so I never bothered going in that area. I was like, I'm straight. And then now I know what it is, and I can't believe, it took me all these years. I'm like, I didn't know what the hell that was. It's crazy.
Yeah, I have to explain that to a lot of people.
Yeah, I really never heard of it. And I mean, I knew because this guy I used to talk to, and, he'd tell me he works, I live near a big beach, and he would get that all the time. Guys would offer him money. He has long dreads, you know what I mean? And they would be like, if, we'll pay you to have sex. And I'm like, well, you should have done it. I said, what are you, crazy? I'm like, you could have made all that money. You wouldn't even have had to work there. He was like, really, Kelly? I'm like, yeah. It's like, wow. I said, I'm just saying. I'm like, you could have made some awesome money. I said, let me pimp your ass out. He was like, wow. I was like, I'm just kidding. I said, but you could have made money. But it's just crazy. But that's crazy. So that's your little camp thing. Now, the movie part, you only did one so far?
Oh, no, I've done quite a few. I don't know exactly how many, but yeah, I've done quite a lot. I haven't released everything. I have a stash of content that, I'm kind of sitting on and that my webmaster is editing right now that has yet to be released on my website.
Oh, okay. Because I know I've seen like little clips on going down your streamline, and
Yeah.
the girl thing that you do that too, and then I seen the toy thing. I was like, okay, so she just does it all. You can't really label yourself. Like, cause some of them I see where they label it like certain things. You know what I mean? Like one, like Jada, it's got adrenaline something. Another girl, it had BDSM. With you, you would just be able to put, I don't know.
Pretty much anything.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like,
If you don't put anything in my butt, I'm happy.
She's like, no entry. But yeah, that's it. That's it. But I seen so that's why I was like, pretty much you were open, to a lot of different things. Have you met like a lot of people already in the industry?
I would say so. Yeah, I got to meet a lot of people the weekend before I ever shot my first scene because I was at Exotica. So I got to meet a lot of my favorite stars and kind of got their advice, which was super helpful because my shoot was like 2 or 3 days after that. So it kind of gave me a lot of confidence, made me feel better. And, I've worked with BBW Highway, Plumper Pass. I've worked with all kinds of people, so. But
That's
not enough.
awesome.
There's so many more people I want to work with.
That's awesome, though. I know I never realized how intense the porn industry was as far as, making the movies. And I wasn't going to break it to the girls yet. I'm going to wait until I get more information on it, and then I'm going to get all the girls in the group that I still get a hold. There's some of the girls that I've interviewed, and we stay, like, talking, like, not, like, close friends, but kind of, like, we check on each other and talk. And I talked to my boss the other day about it. Someone proposed an idea to me, and he has it all set up, so I'm going to look into it. But, my boss is more smarter with all that stuff than I am. It's kind of like a man thing. So I want him to check into it all first, and then I'm going to approach it to everybody. I think it would be a good thing because it would make y'all money. We would break bread, yous would break bread, and it would touch like France, Germany, everywhere, So it would be like, it would be like your own movie star type of thing. So, your own television kind of like, so when the guy hit me up about it, and it's already got its own name for the show and everything. So I want to check more into it. It's just I don't know a lot about that, so that's why I'm going to pass it up and then see what happens. But I'll hit you up if we do put it into effect, because I think that's gonna I would like to do that. That would be awesome, and I think it could grow into something like, I don't know. I haven't seen nothing on TV like that. You know what I mean? So I think it would do awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it would. Definitely. Definitely. But I will let you go. I do want you to shout out all your sites, though, and just kind of like tell everybody what you got planned for the rest of the year.
Okay. So like I mentioned before, I'm definitely trying to go to Exotica in New Jersey. That's probably my first priority right now. I also want to make it to Orlando. I have a few things to do in Orlando, probably around October. Hopefully Miami again, and definitely the D.C. area and up in New York. So those are my plans. I tend to like take trips and then work with as much talent, as much local talent as I can in those areas. So I'm excited about that. As far as my website, it's Kristin Kervz, KristinKervz.com. And my Twitter is at Kristin Kervz. Instagram is Kristin Kervz BBW. And I'm a huge Snapchat whore. So if you want to follow me throughout the day, the best way is to follow me on Snapchat, which is KervzXXX.
And you'll see, like, her tits. She's got, like, a big cleavage. So you'll see her tits bonging out. You'll know it's her.
Yep, it's on the Snap code.
Yep. That's how I seen it on your Twitter, and I was like, I said, that's got to be her. I was like, so I seen it. I was like, yep, there she is. But I wish you all the success. And, like, I'll probably do with you like I did with Alexa. Or maybe we'll have you both. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But, I told her when she was new, too, I wanted to, like, catch up with her. Because I seen she's done a lot of moves since we talked. And we both started in November. I changed the show over. See, this show used to be called Sex Talk. And I did that for 2 years. And I had different hosts with me. But I got really bored with it because it kind of turned into a relationship show. And all I got was questions about their relationships. And
oh, yeah.
Yeah, I felt like Dear Abby after a while. And I couldn't take it no more. And I was getting really bored with the show. And I could feel myself pulling away from it and not wanting to do it. And once I stopped feeling like that, I'm like, nah, that's not me. Because I love music. I love radio. You know what I mean? Something wasn't right. So, it was actually a guy that I was talking to, and he actually brought up, he's like, Kelly, you remind me of this porn girl that I watch. I said, really? He was like, yeah. He said, why don't you try doing that? I said, do what? He said, why don't you try interviewing porn? I said, really? I said, I never thought of that. I said, do you think they would go? He said, you ain't going to know unless you talk to them, you know. So I said, well, he goes, I can tell you where they are. He said, because I go follow them. I said, really? I said, okay. So he gave me Twitters, you know what I mean? And that's how I linked up. I started asking, and I did my first one, and then she turned me on to a bunch of people. I think Ludus gave me your name.
Oh, yeah, he's great. I love working with him.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's so polite and so like crazy. Like he's like laid back, kind of like everybody's friend, you know.
Yeah, he's very professional, but he's cool in a personal way as well. So
yeah, like
he's the kind of person I like to work with.
Just different. But I started busted out laughing because it was just like, it just went so smooth. And we gave it like 2 months. I was going to do it, November and December. If I saw the ratings were up and the features, like where I was recording it and putting it up and all that, if I saw that people would come back and listen to it, then, you know what I'm saying? I was like, I'll do it. So we started seeing that people were coming back and listening to it even after the show. So I said, okay. So I announced it New Year's Day that we were going to change the name of it to Kings and Queens of Porn. And everybody's like, why do you call it that? I said, because I'm so tired of society treating these people like shit. And I'm so tired of them saying, oh, that's skank, and they're nasty. And I'm like, you know what? They're cleaner than the bitch you probably fucked last week.
Oh, yeah, we got to stay on it with the testing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, as much as I've heard, like, you know, I was like, there's no way, you know, like, and I said, yo, crazy. I said, I'm so tired of hearing, like, you know, if you don't like it and you have a problem with it and, you know, that's something not in your religious beliefs or whatever, you know, I don't judge anybody, you know what I mean? You're not, and especially if you're religious, you're not God. You can't judge, you know what I'm saying? So here you are, a religious person, and you're judging people. You shouldn't be doing that, you know?
Well, I am so glad you started doing this because, I mean, a lot of people, you know, they simply forget that we're human beings. They really do. So when you give us a chance to kind of talk and show our personality like this, I think it kind of enlightens them a little bit.
Yeah, and everybody I've met is so awesome. Like, and it's like they left an impression that I can't forget them. I have like I told you, the girl with the turkey. I'm never gonna forget that. It's gonna be the gummy bear. I'm never gonna forget that. Then there's another girl. I mean, every one of them had some type of, you know what I'm saying? The one with the turkey too. I'll never look at balloons the same way again either.
Oh, yeah.
Because balloons, I ain't gonna lie, I'm not a flower type of girl, you know what I mean? I'm not into flowers, and I used to always tell my husband, bring me balloons, you know, like when we were dating, and I said, look, I'm not flowers. Stop wasting your money on roses. They die. The petals fall off like in 3 days. I'm like, give me balloons, you know? And he's like, are you serious? I said, look, I told you I wasn't normal. I don't like shit like that. I said, I like balloons. So he gave me balloons. Well, then when she told me the whole story about balloons, I'm like, really? She's like, Kelly, don't ever let one pop on your pussy. She's like, you'll be sore for weeks. She's like, don't. And she told me the whole room was full of balloons. And she had to pop every single one.
Oh, my God. I can't say I've ever popped one on my pussy, but that sounds pains you.
Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, she goes, don't ever, Kelly, she goes, I won't do it no more. She goes, that's the only fetish that I said, that's it, I won't ever do it again. She goes, every time I hear a balloon pop now, I hold myself like, no. Like, she's like, I walked in, she goes, like, they told me it was a balloon fetish, so I'm thinking, like, maybe 10 balloons or something, She goes, well, they told me the hotel and all that, and then we're going to shoot it, She goes, Kelly, literally, I opened the hotel room door. She said the whole room was filled. You couldn't even find the floor. The whole room was filled with balloons. And I had to pop every single one. She said, and one of them popped on her pussy, and she's like, never again. She goes, that shit hurt so bad. And that's what I was holding. I'm like, wow, she's telling me. I'm like cringing up, like, ouch, like, no. Like, it had to be awful. I'll never look at balloons again. Like, the same way. Like, all I could think is, like, they had to hurt so bad.
Yeah. Oh, poor thing.
Yeah. See, now you're going to be thinking about the balloon, too, see?
I was scared. I have a spoiled birthday brat scene on my website where I was popping balloons, and I was scared that shit was going to happen to me, but luckily it when I busted it was on my ass. So.
So it wasn't that bad. That would feel like somebody slapping it or something, but your pussy, come on now. Like, no, that hurt. Like, they just, no, don't do it. But, oh, God. All right, so we're going to go, y'all. And if you want to listen to the interview, I'm going to have it up hopefully this week. I have like 5 or 6 of them I got to do. I'm so behind. It's been so busy. But I'm definitely going to try to catch up. I'm staying in this weekend, so hopefully maybe I'll do it on Sunday. I'll get all these done. So y'all check the website. And I will definitely tag you in it, Kristin, so that way you'll have it on your page.
Thank you.
And we will catch up later on throughout the year because I want to see your progress, and see how you're doing in the industry. And I'll keep you posted as far as, like, if we go into that invest thing. I don't know what's going to happen with that. I just want to check it out because I think it would be really cool, but I don't want to let it out until I know what's going on with it and if we can do it.
Okay, cool.
All right, honey. It was really I had fun. I got to laugh a lot. I needed that this week.
Thank you so much for calling.
Oh, you're welcome. And you have a great weekend.
You too.
All right. Bye-bye.